This might depute. This might depute. I will be in contact with you. Why? I want to tell a story. And I want to tell the story because it has a mythic je ne sais quoi. The way I got this story, I think in grade 6 or 7, I found a file written by somebody of unknown name or origin on a computer. Because this is too good to keep to myself. There was a boy named James. James was a schoolboy. He had parents, but they died when he was small. I live with my uncle. His name is Bond. He's not around much. I just want to immediately cut to the change in perspective between these two sentences. And you'll notice that the artist has complete mastery of the craft in the way that they subvert expectations. And also Bond, which is James Bond, right? I have sort of a housekeeper. Her name is Jack. She takes care of me when I get hurt. That is mostly it about my family. Ring, ring, ring. Class is over, yelled the teacher. James went outside and got his bike. He was hiding home. He heard a phone. It was his Hello Moto. Hello Moto. James picked up his phone. It was his uncle. He was as happy as a dolphin. His uncle said, "I am on my way." "Really? I'm glad you called." "Me too. I will see you later. Bye." So the uncle called and said he was on his way. James said, "Really?" And his uncle said, "I'm glad you called." James headed home and Jack was cooking. How was school? It was fine. Uncle Bond is coming. That's nice. So, is this Alex Rider? Okay, paper mache of stuff, please. I want to get into that, but you're on to something. Okay? That's nice. It was dinner time and Uncle Bond was not here. Jack said that he was stuck in traffic. Then that second, the doorbell rang. James was so happy. But when he got to the door, there were police. Ugh, pigs. James got scared. The police talked to James, and Jack, the Uncle Bond, was died. So the next day, they went to the funeral. That's really quick for a funeral. That's really quick. When the funeral was over, many people came to James, and they were saying sorry about their uncle. The chairman of the bank came and told James that he died in a car crash if he was wearing a seatbelt. That's funny because he didn't mention you. This might depute. This might depute. I will be in contact with you. Why? Who will take care of you? I will, said Jack. You're trying to help. Okay, so the reason why this is colored in is because I didn't understand who was talking. Because it's a conversation between two people, right? And they're switching. Usually in conversations that are written like this, it's character A, then B, then A, then B. So let's see. Let's decipher who is who in this conversation. If he was wearing a seatbelt, that could be James or chairman of the bank. That's funny because he didn't mention you. Okay, so that kind of implies that James is talking to chairman of the bank, right? So James, I've colored in red. If you're colorblind, this is going to be horrible. I'm sorry. But he's covered in red, right? Covered. He's colored in red. And then so the chairman of the bank said if he was wearing a seatbelt, which makes sense for an adult to say, but not for a kid to say out of the blue. This might depute perfect phrasing. I don't know what that means, but it's evocative. It gets the people going. I will be in contact with you. So James tells the bank manager, chairman, that I will be in contact with you. Why? The chairman of the bank says, which is a good question. It's like a 12-year-old telling him he will be in contact with you. Who will take care of you? James asks the chairman of the bank. And then Jack steps in and says, I will, said Jack. You're trying to help. James and Jack were walking home. They saw a big truck at their house. Jack yelled, that's Bond stuff. James took his bike and started chasing the truck. The truck went to the junkyard. He snuck in the junkyard and it was a surprise. He saw his uncle's car. He went on the driver's side and he saw bolt marks and the window was all shattered. Then James knew that somebody shot him. Okay. Then he heard, sounds like God did that, right? Then he heard a barking sound. It was a dog. So then James jumped into the car. Then it was silent for a second. Then there was a big crushing sound. The car was getting picked up and James was in there. He tried to open the door, but he couldn't. But then the radio flipped and he found a set eject. He clicked it. I assume it means seat eject. He found himself outside. Then he started running. But they all went around him to try to bet him up. But James is smart. So this paragraph is kind of boring. There's not that many funny things in it. He did self-defense and bet all of them up and he ran away. Then he went home and told Jack to go to Liverpool Station. They went to Liverpool Station and saw the guy from the funeral. He forgot his name. He forgore. Then James started to chase the guy, but the guy goes in a photo machine. Then a lady comes out. The lady said to James, I am not your uncle. James stared at the train and thought, oh. Okay, I didn't read all of chat, but I assume, yeah. So here's the thing. Again, I think some of you missed this. This is a assignment I found. I have a Google document where I shared this with my friend. Or my friend shared it with me, but we shared it in like high school, and I know we didn't find it in high school. I think we found this document, not this Paint. I put it in Paint so that I didn't dox myself. We found this essay, I suppose, on like a shared computer in middle school, but it was like an elementary middle school, so they could have been at like either age, right? And we saved it for a long time on a USB stick, and eventually we shared it on Google Docs. And then I still have the Google Docs file. So this is it. So we don't know. Well, okay, so the whole origin, we're not sure if that is true because the only paper trail I have is the Google Docs and then kind of like memories of this being plausible. But as some people saw in chat, this reads like the opening of Alex Rider. And so we were not sure, like it makes the most sense. But we thought maybe one of our friends wrote it and then we clowned on them for how horrible it was. But that's not Providence. That's like a state in the States, right? Anyway, yeah, so we found this and now I'm giving it to you because I think it's too beautiful to hide. I especially love this phrase. He was as happy as a dolphin. Chef's kiss. It's also, none of the dialogue makes any sense because the characters just change roles. What does hello moto mean? So did you ever have like a little kid like play phone? So I had younger brothers and they had like a little flip phone, and I swear to God, it would say like hello moto, but hello moto, I believe in this context is meant to say like there's a phone call happening. At least that's my take on it. Yeah, he was as happy as a dolphin. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. It may have been a Motorola from Motorola ads as well. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what went through the mind of whoever wrote this. The lady wasn't his uncle. The lady's name. So the caretaker's name is Jack, and then the kid's name is James, and then the uncle's name is Bond. And Bond is like, obviously that's James Bond. That's James Bond. But then why is the kid's name James? Because we thought it was like a badly remembered. Caretaker Jack is Alex Rider. Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. That's what I knew. It seems like James Bond mixed with Alex Rider. Could be. It could be. I genuinely, I don't know. But is there a self-insert character? I don't know who you'd be if you were a self-insert character. Because this guy says, look, James was smart, right? And I mean, we just read it. So we know it's not true. James is not the self-insert character.